Hello everyone and welcome to this video. Now this is going to be another solo Beatles album review, and it's going to be of this album here, George Harrison by George Harrison. So in this video I will basically just give a bit of information about the album, show you the vinyl and also the CD as well, and then also go over all of the songs individually. So this was George Harrison's 8th solo album, released in February 1979. Like around this time, like George had recently married Olivia, and like they also had their son Danny. So George was very happy like at this time, and that's kind of reflected through like the music what you get on this. Like it's very and rather I won't say that it's like an upbeat album, but like it's quite like it's like it's like a happy hour album though. So it did get quite a good critical reception, quite a positive critical response. It's it's often seen as like one of George Harrison's best albums, which I do agree. I do think that is like one of his better albums. However, commercially it didn't do that great, like especially like in Britain, where it only got to number 39. And this can probably be like attributed to the rise in new wave and punk. George Harrison probably wasn't the most trendy artist in 1979. However, it did much better in like the US and Canada, reaching number 14 in both of those countries. So so I'll get now showing. I'll show the CD first here, but there's a slight difference in like the cover here. With this one here, the title here is on the right hand side. But on this one here, the CD, they've changed the text firstly, and it's also on the other side as well. So that's a slight difference here, but I'll show the CD. This is from the Dark Horse Years box set, so they've fiddled about with the back cover as well. Spine, other spine. So the CD is in the CD player currently. And the book here, the book with this one though, like isn't too much. You kind of get like writing from George. This is actually from his book I Me Mine, like his autobiography. And then there's also like other pictures and lyrics to all the songs. But it's really not much, this book. It's only probably about 6 or 7 pages in here, so not that much. He could have done like a better job with like the booklet for this one. So that's the CD and the vinyl here. Yeah, like really love the cover to this one. It's like very simple, but like really like effective, I think. And in here is the inner sleeve here, like lyrics on one side there, and then picture of George and the Formula 1 driver Jackie Stewart, because George was getting like very friendly with like the F1 team at with like the F1 teams at this sort of time. And this is an American pressing of the album, so like my one, like it comes at like the edge here and like out like the side here, whereas the British ones have like a bit more sturdy like in the sleeve, and like they also come out the top as well. But like this one, like unfortunately comes out the sides there. On his Dark Horse label here, and there's the other side of it there. So I'll now get on with going over all of the album's tracks. If when I just get it all back together again. Taking a bit longer than I thought. Right. Okay, so I will now go over all the songs. So it opens up with Love Comes to Everyone, and I absolutely love this song. This is probably my favourite from the entire album. I just love like the whole like atmosphere of this track. The song guest stars Eric Clapton, who plays lead guitar on this song. I think that's absolutely great. This was also the second single. It's however though it failed to chart anywhere. I do think that maybe if George had made like a bit more like of an effort to like promote this album and maybe made like a video for like this song, then like it might have been like a bigger hit like this this track especially. However, like I could kind of get like George really like wasn't interested in like having hit singles. Like he was just like interested in like writing songs and like making good music. So like that's very commendable. The next track is Not Guilty, which is a much slower track, like a softer song. This one dates back to like the Beatles days, like the White Album sessions. He wrote this one in India, and the lyrics are kind of like criticising like Lennon, McCartney, and and like Apple and like everything like that. Like as I said, like intended for the White Album, however it was rejected from the album. The Beatles version, you can hear that on like Anthology, however I do prefer the like arrangement on like this version here. Like I just feel that like the softer well, like the softer like arrangement like on here that suits the song more than like the harder version what like the Beatles do. Next one is Here Comes the Moon. Now when I first saw this song title, I thought that this would just be Here Comes the Sun, but with moon substituted for like sun. However, thankfully it's not that. It is a completely different song, and like I really like this song. Well, like, it's nice, soft and like acoustic, quite mellow song, but like still like quite positive though. It's well, it's quite like unique in like that respect. It can be like both like quite mellow and soft, but like also like a very positive song like at like the same time. So but I really like that one. We then have Soft Hearted Hannah, which I think is probably the weakest one on like the album. There's kind of speaking going on in like the background. I don't really get that. Like apart from that, I'm not a huge fan of like the song like overall. So this would definitely be like my least favourite. Then side one closes with the fantastic Blow Away. This is a really great little upbeat pop song. Well, like fantastic, catchy chorus, like and like all I've got to do is love you, that bit, brilliant. This was the lead single from the album. However, it only got to number 51 in like the UK, and like again shocking, I know. And like but it did do pretty well again, like America though, number 16, so top 20 hit for Georgia, and like actually got to number 7 in Canada, which is which was fantastic. However, I feel that like it should have been like a bigger hit, like in Britain especially. However, now it is like one of his more popular tracks, especially like within like the fans. So I can remember like there was like a reading somewhere like on like the internet, like there was like a poll done of George Harrison's best tracks, and like this song came second in it. So like a very popular song indeed. Like well, especially like among like the George fans, I'd say, like and like Beatles fans. Like also appears on the George Harrison Let It Roll CD. So like I was very pleased about that. So that's Blow Away, fantastic song. Side 2 opens up with another great great one called Faster, and this is one of George Harrison's best. Right, great chorus, is faster than a bullet from a gun, like that bit, like the way he sings that is just absolutely fantastic. The actual song is like dedicated to like the Formula 1 drivers who, like as I mentioned before, George was very friendly with at like this sort of time, and like, and yeah, just like a brilliant song. This was also a single. I think this was the third single, but it was like a UK release only. However, it like failed to chart. It does come in like it's a nice picture disc, so I could like to get a hold of that like one of these days. But like I understand that it is quite rare. So this next track is Dark Sweet Lady, which this is a really nice one, like calms the album down like after like the more like upbeat, like and like almost a rocker, faster, like if like there is like if there's like such a thing like on this album. Dark Sweet Lady just nicely calms the album down. I like it a lot. Absolutely fantastic acoustic guitar work from George again like on this track. We then have Your Love Is Forever. And this is the weakest, well, not like the weakest, but like one of like the weaker ones like, from the album. I kind of see it as like album filler a little bit. We then get Soft Touch though, which is a decent one. Like picks up the album like a bit more like after two slightly similar slower tracks. However, this again like isn't like one of like the better ones from the album though. Like it's good. Like it's kind of like average though for this album. The closer though is pretty good though. That it's a song called If You Believe, and like it just ends the album on like a really good note, like really positive note. This song is really like underrated. Like I feel that like everyone, like when you think of this album, people would tend to go to Love Comes to Everyone, Blow Away, Faster, Not Guilty, and like this song especially gets like overlooked, and like I think that is great. So so overall though, out of 10, I would have to give this a 8 out of 10. Maybe verging like on like a 9, but like at the moment I'd say like an 8 out of 10. And I kind of just because there's like a bit like there's a few too many like filler tracks. Soft-hearted Hannah, If You Believe, and Soft Touch are like the ones that come to mind. Best ones on here though. This album does have a lot of great stuff on here. Love Comes to Everyone. Here Comes the Moon, Blow Away, Faster, If You Believe. So there's a lot of great stuff on here. Like I could definitely say one of George's best albums. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see like any other albums reviewed, please leave them in the comments below. Also remember to like the video and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.